Alright guys, I have here the set. I will be showing you the pushback set on the Foggernaut. So let's start with the characteristics, right? For the characteristics, we're looking at 4,613 in VIT, 11 AP, 6 MP, 2.8 in initiative, 4 range, 4 summons. We are gonna have 1,000 strength, and there's a reason why we have 373 in agility. Our whiz is a little low, I'm not gonna lie. That's not a good thing. When we go to advanced characteristics, we see here that I had to put 166. I believe that's what that is. Oh yeah, 166 into agility. I put 276 into strength and then the rest into vit. So for secondary characteristics, we're looking at 31 in AP reduction. We don't AP reduct, so that's good. 29 in AP parry. That's actually really bad. 14 in MP reduction. We don't take away MP, so that's fine. And then 29 in AP parry. That is also bad. So the set, when you're versing an exceller, I'd recommend changing the set, going the full strength option or something like that. So this set does it is a two-parter technically. I'll do this second part later on. It could be a full strength set, and then it could be a pushback strength set. Our lock is 1, so we ain't locking anybody. Our dodge is 22, so it is pretty hard for us to get away, but we are a fog. We have choppy wake now, which makes it easy for us to get away. We have I believe it's tide or something like that, which wake flip or something like that. Wake flip, which allows us to switch with anything within a 4 branch radius. And we have 0 damage, 0 power. We have 88 neutral damage. We have 116 earth damage. And then we have 328 pushback damage. I'm not sure if there is a way to put more pushback damage on the set. This is just how I've been running it, because certain pieces are because of the strength route and things like that. So I do want to have a decent amount of strength in case there are situations where I cannot push people back towards the wall. Our reses are looking at 10 in neutral, 31 in earth, 30 in fire, 26 in water, and then 35 in air. And then we also have 65 critical hit res, which is very nice. It allows us to technically switch over to like a critical res set as well. I haven't done that. I'm actually running pretty low on KKs, so I haven't gone that route at all. Now, to show you guys the set, this is the set. It consists of this helmet, the Truberation helmet, I believe. I have it currently over strength, so it is 20 over strength. I do have some pieces that are over strength for the most part. I kind of wish I would have got them over vit. That way the vit is a little higher in the set, because nowadays if you could reach 5k vit, that's like the floor minimum for a level 200 set, ever since those new pieces came out about a year ago. We have the Rift Hatchet. So the Rift Hatchet is the reason why we need that agi at 3 something. I think it has to be over 350. There you go. I have been thoughtful in changing that so I can put more either vit or stat, but this hatchet does give us 20 pushback damage with really nice reses towards air and neutral, so it really does help. It doesn't have the neutral damage there, but we aren't really using it for neutral damage, so that's why it's not there. All the earth damage is there. I should have got it with it also with the agi damage there. That way we can also use it to like an agi pushback set for like a cat or things like that. And it is over 100 in vit. We have the Cloak of 1,000 Excuses. I have that with 3% res to exo res to earth, and it's pretty full. All the crits are there. It's missing 1 damage on the neutral again. Don't really care for it. 1 critical res on the critical res. And then we have the Snickermite, which gives us 66 pushback damage. That helps out a lot. We have the Lunar Boots, which doesn't give us any pushback damage, but it does give us a lot of strength. I have it over 21 in strength, and all the damages are there, all the reses and things like that. I have that. I also have the Mano belt. Let's show you guys exactly what it looks like. This is the belt, the Mano belt. I have it over 50. Wow, I thought I had it over 100. So that is a piece I can upgrade in order to have more vit in the set. But I believe I paid pretty cheap with it because it is hard to mage to have it come with all those critical reses. I have 28 critical res on this. It comes with 30. So it is a hard belt to mage. I'm not a magus. I don't mage, but I do know that for a fact. It has all the strength, which is nice. And then we have the AP EXO, which is the Brucey ring. Pretty good. It has all the damages. All the reses are there. I got this one because the MP parry was at what you wanted. You don't want to see it any lower than that. And then the dodge as well. And then we're looking at the Lunar ring. It is EXO MP and EXO vit. So it has 55 vit in it with the EXO MP. It's missing 1 damage on neutral and 1 damage on earth. But considering it has the MP and 55 over vit, I thought it was good for the price. So I got it. All the reses are there. And then the Abyss necklace, which is over 97 in vit. It's missing 1 off of strength. All the crits are there. The damages are there. And the reses are pretty nice. The reses are all there. The lock is decent. The MP parry is decent. And then after that, we have the Major Repellent, which these are our trophies. It gives us 32 pushback damage. We have this trophy as well, which gives us 32 pushback damage. This one gives us 64. And the Major Jostle, which gives us 64 as well, but it takes away lock. So that's a negative, but compared to the pushback damage that it's giving, it's decent. We have the Black Spotted Dofus, for which if you guys, whoever doesn't know, it pushes 1 more cell. It has a special effect that increases pushback or attraction effects inflicted or suffered by the bearer by 1. So if you're a pushback class, you have to have this on there, and you will see the difference. It is actually very noticeable. And then we have the Ochre, obviously, for that AP. So let me show you guys. And I also have the legendary weapon that gives me 50 more pushback damage as well. Let's show you guys the damage that it is able to pull out, right? So this is a pushback set, so that is what we're going to be looking mostly for. So in the time being, let's evolution our attack turret over there. We could do that as well, or the Foggernaut exaltation, and then let's hit him with a quick trident, just so you guys can see. I don't believe I'm half crit on any of my moves. I think I only have like 13 crits or something like that. So non-boosted We're not boosted by this move right here, Scat Partner. We're not boosted by that. This is just plain a simple trident pushback. That is the damage that it can do. And this is simple, guys. We're not buffed by any means. We are doing 1,016. No, 1,216 to 1,286. And like I said, guys, that is non-boosted. We have no buffs on. And that is the damage that's how it looks, which is actually pretty nice for a class that can do it twice. You see that right there, guys? That is twice. And then we have this new move called Choppy Wake, and we can push out another 1,086 to 1,140. So that's about let me see if we add that all up real quick. The Choppy Wake is missing the pushback damage. It doesn't actually notify you how much pushback damage it does. I'm not sure why, but easily we're looking at 3.5k that it does, which is pretty nice. Let's evolution our attack turret real quick, just so it's fully buffed, and it's the third turn again. So let's do a trident, right? And now let's actually do it with a buff. So with a Scat Partner, let's turn that on. And this is what our backwash is looking like now. So Scat Partner gives us an additional 40 pushback, and then it also gives us an additional 25 in damage. So the damage is pushing out is 1,346 to 1,418, which is beautiful. It is phenomenal. We can also do Froth. Froth does, with a Trident and a Scat Partner, it does 798 to 830, which is pretty decent. We're not going to be using that too much. We're more using the earth pushback moves. That is what this set is meant for. That is what this set is going to be leaning towards the most. That the earth pushback route. But Froth does come in handy when you need to do certain combos. Froth without a trident does 516 to 524, and that is without that's with a Scat Partner still. So it's doing 435 in pushback damage, and it's also Froth also does take away pushback res, so it's taking away 40 pushback res. So that is pretty neat. So that way our pushback deals a little more damage. So we're doing 1,200, and that's without a trident, because we did one Froth. So if you guys can combo it up nice, that does last 2 turns. So now he has negative 80 in pushback damage. So you see here, let's do a trident, and then a backwash. We're looking at 1,340 to 1,414, and that is without a Scat Partner, which gives us an additional 25 in damage and an additional 40 in pushback. So let's see if we could replicate that. And now I gotta walk back. That is not good. All right, so we're gonna try it with just 1 negative 40. Let's do a Scat Partner. So we're looking at 1,418 to 1,492. And again, guys, we could do that twice. So you're almost looking at 3k just with those 2 moves. And then don't forget about Choppy Wake, which is also going to be doing 1,243 to 1,300. So you're looking at 4,200 in damage, and that is using pushback. guys, this set is pretty nice. With the right team, if you like to do 3v3s, it can be pretty awesome. And then let's see what our turret can do. It deals 465 pushback damage. My bad. Well, I miscalculated that. In general, it's doing 765 pushback damage. I also wanted to show you guys a little combo that does not include the tac turret. You guys can, as you play, you guys will learn little combos here and there. This is just a quick little combo that is pretty nice when you do Trident. So let's say he had Trident on there. Let's skip to the next turn. Let's do Scat Partner. Let's do one backwash. That leaves us with that amount of damage. So that's all in one turn, and then you do a Choppy Wake. Now, if you include a turret in the Choppy Wake, the damage does go up a little bit. It goes from like 1002 to 1003, and then the maximum you can do is 1004, which is pretty nice because it's doing an additional pushback damage because that turret is in the way. And that's about it. That is the set. That is the damage that you can expect to output. These spells, I know because some guys ask for what spells do I have leveled up. I have Release, which I actually forgot to show, so I might hop back in there and show that real quick. It's not letting me scroll down. I wonder why. The everything has been a little buggy lately. Like, I'm not able to see, like, my Coliseum. I'm not able to see my 1v1 ranking. Like, I'm clicking it, but it's not letting me go to it. So the interface, I believe, has been a little buggy lately. So I'm actually not going to be able to show you. Okay, there you go. So I have Scat Partner at 6. I have Anchor at 6. Periscope at 6. Harpooner at 6. Evolution. Lifesaver. Wake Flip, because obviously if you need to get away from somebody and create the space. Backwash. The Tac Turret. The Grapnel. Tide. Choppy Wake. Ambush, because you can still deal damage. I'll hop back in there and show you guys the damage that it can do with an ambush, just so you guys can see that it can still deal damage even though you're not doing pushback. The Froth, the Trident, Salt Armor, Backwash, and the Foggernaut Exaltation. Let's hop back in there and let me show you guys what the Harpooner can do. That way, so you guys can see that it's not just a pushback set. It can do damage with other options. My bad. Let me evolution it, and now you guys can see. I'll add the Scat Partner. So the ambush itself is doing 570 to 680, which is not great. I'm not gonna lie, it's not great, but it is still a decent amount of damage. You're doing 1.2 when you don't have him up against a wall or he's not in the way. I usually do start my fights with the Harpooner. That way guys don't notice too much that I am pushback. Let's get him up against the wall and I'll show you guys what the release can do. I don't think it does that much. I'm not too sure. Let's see. So release does 625, and that is obviously without. All we have right now is the Scarp Hardener buff. If we do 2 Froths, I believe. Let's see how much release costs. Release costs 3. So let's say you do 2 Froths, and he has negative in that. It's doing 737. That's giving him negative pushback res. Obviously, he has negative 90 in pushback res. So release does deal that extra oomph of damage. It's nothing like it's not like a mask or anything like that, but he can still put out a lot of damage. Most of my fights I am like 50-50 on. I am still getting used to all the classes and things like that. And real quick, I just want to see. Yeah, so let me see what Froth is at. Froth is at 44% crit, and I believe I'm not even half crit. How many crits do I have? I'm at 24 crits. So it's not a crit set. I'm not critting, but most moves are like on the border of being half crit. See, Trident right there is at 44, which is pretty nice. Let me see what Choppy Wake is at. Also 44. Backwash is at 39. So you won't be critting as much, but there is still a possibility that you do crit. So let me know what you guys think of the set. Leave a like and a comment down below, and I will be posting up a couple more Kalos, 1v1 Kalos of the Pushback Foggernaut. Thank you guys. Take care. Peace.